The final then of the Indian Premier League 2023. Gujarat Titans have made their. Chennai Super Kings were waiting. It's at Ahmedabad. That's how the tournament began, and it is how the tournament will finish. On Visit Saudi presents ESPNcricinfo T20 Timeout. Tom Moody and Sanjay Manjrekar to look ahead to it. And let's start with what we've seen from GT, the champion side, when they showed us what they're capable of, Tom, in the second qualifiers. The first question asks itself, how do you stop Shubman Gill?
Very good question. That innings was quite a remarkable innings, and he's in such a rich vein of form. Certainly Chennai Super Kings will be, looking at, ways of slowing him down, ways of getting him out, looking at their bowling options to try to counteract it. But, he's not only scoring volume of runs, he's doing it quickly.
Yeah.
And he's really hurting you. So he's the full package at the moment.
If we get similar conditions than what we saw the second qualifier, it's not like MS Dhoni can do what he does with his spinners at the Chepauk. So what's CSK's best bet at dismissing Gill early, other than catching whatever he offers early
Absolutely.
on? Absolutely.
Deepak Chahar to begin with, swing bowler, get the ball to come back in. Hopefully Gill is on the back foot and not on the front foot, and whatever. So that's one chance. And get spin in early, because Tushar Deshpande, I think Gill will manage quite easily. So somebody like a Tikshana, again, bowling it straight and hoping that there's a slight lapse of concentration, the pad comes in line with the ball, so that kind of a thing. And if there is some turn, which is unlikely, then Jadeja with two right-handers at the top, there's something you could try. But I'm sure MS will go Chahar and then one of the two spinners.
Batting first seemed to work for the Titans, even though chasing has been the preferred way to go at this ground. In a final, from what you've seen in the second qualifier too, does the toss hold a significant advantage?
I think for GT it doesn't. I just think they're such a complete side. They've got every base covered with regards to their batting and their depth and the impact they've got in their batting. They've now got it at the top of the order with Shubman Gill firing on all cylinders. They've got it in the middle that's really, sitting there idle at the moment. It's not even being used. The David Millers and the Tawatias of the world.
Vijay Shankar as well.
Vijay Shankar. And their bowling. I really like their bowling. And now that Hardik is, clearly offering his services with the ball, it just adds greater depth. And now with Josh Little in that side, you can keep going on and on. And you got your two Afghan spinners. That they're a complete side.
And death bowling as well. If Shami is not having a great first spell, they can go to a Mohit Sharma. They've got the option of Noor Ahmed, who is bowled the 20th over before as well, apart from the usual, go-to bowlers. So suddenly after this win, and with that change, with Dasun Shanaka out, and Sai Sudarshan at number 3, I like a left-hander there at number 3. It's a team that has got a player, a game-changing player for whatever kind of situation they might face.
So what is Chennai's best chance here? Are they better off batting first and hoping that they can sort of get the game, choke the game or squeeze the game with their spinners? GT, Tom says it doesn't matter. What about Chennai?
If they want to get the best out of their own team, the pitch has to have some kind of tackiness in it, slow, slightly damp or rough, so that they can take the pace off. If they can take the pace off, they've got the bowling for it, and I guess somewhat the batting too. People like Conway, Ruturaj Gaikwad, Ambati Rayudu played a nice cameo, Ajinkya, and those kind. But you can't see that happening. I think you'll see another belter of pitch. The problem with batting first is batting first on a good pitch with the knowledge about Titans' batting lineup. What is a score that's going to be good enough that will put pressure on them? That's a massive task to be faced with.
All right. Key matchup or contest that you're looking forward to in this final, Tom?
Look, I think it's Chahar with the new ball. I really do think he needs to strike with a couple of early wickets just to expose that middle order as quickly as possible. And obviously Gill is the big prize. If he can strike early. Another option that MS Dhoni might go to early in that power play stage is Tikshana. I think that he may also be an option considered. So I think that is the key for CSK.
All right, Sanjay?
Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Honestly, when I look at the matchup, favourable conditions for Titans, too many match winners. I mean, they have, barring one or two guys who can win the game on their own, CSK not quite the same kind of talent in that team or ability in that team, but Dhoni
The Dhoni factor.
Yeah, he is going to minimize. I mean, he'll make Titans not look like Titans by what he does. All he needs is a bit of support from the conditions, and then we have a match on our hands. If it's a belter of a pitch, might be even difficult for somebody like Mahendra Singh Dhoni.
All right. So, predictions, Gujarat, Tom?
Yeah, I think Gujarat are just peaking at the right time.
Yep. Sanjay?
Yeah, my Titans are favourites, but I'm really happy that CSK are in the final. The team that can, tactically, the two best teams in the season have come to the final. So tactics from CSK and just the firepower of Titans. I think that's going to be the matchup.
Let's chat more on the day of the final. Thank you very much to Sanjay Manjrekar and Tom Moody. It looks like Gujarat have turned it around at Ahmedabad after the second qualifier. They go in as favourites, but who can write off CSK in an IPL final? This was Visit Saudi presents ESPN Cricinfo T20 Timeout.